even though today we remember Alexander Borodin for his music, primarily for his symphonies, string quartets and the opera Prince Igor, by profession he was in fact one of Europe's leading industrial chemists. He was chair and professor of chemistry at the St. Petersburg Academy, but music was one of his passions. He spent whatever free time he had composing, learning the cello, playing in weekly chamber music gatherings with friends. His compositional output clearly reflects his love of chamber music. His chamber compositions outnumber his orchestral works by a ratio of about 5-1. Now this is significant because at that time and place in history in Russia, writing chamber music was uncommon. If we think of other composers of the time, Mussorgsky, Balakirev, or even go outside of Russia with Liszt and Wagner, their focus was on the large-scale forms, like opera or programmatic symphonic works. The very classical string quartet was a genre of which a composer should have been aware, but not necessarily one to emulate. Tchaikovsky and Borodin are generally considered to be the start of the Russian quartet tradition. Tchaikovsky's first quartet dates from 1871, which is just 2 years before Borodin commenced his first. Following Tchaikovsky and Borodin, the quartet continued with composers like Rimsky-Korsakov, with Glazunov, Stravinsky, Prokofiev, but most notably with Shostakovich and his 15 string quartets. But of all of these quartets, Borodin's second quartet is arguably the most well known. It evokes a quality that's identifiably Russian, even though there's no direct quotation of folk melody. Its Russianness seems to spill out through its long melodic lines, richness of colours and rhythms. Indeed, melody drives much of the quartet, often presents itself in a conversational form between the first violin and cello. Compared to Borodin's first quartet, which took him 5 years to complete, the second only took him 2 months from conception to completion. He dedicated the work to his wife. And there has been suggestion that the quartet was in fact an anniversary gift to his wife, having been exactly 20 years since they met. The third movement, the beautiful Notturno, has become one of Borodin's most famous pieces. Its popularity has a lot to do with the ravishing, sweeping cello melody. It's marked on the score as expressively in a singing style. That melody, complemented by the gently throbbing accompaniment, helps those trademark Russian long-lined melodies to soar. Not just in this movement, but throughout the entire quartet, there is an interaction between the cello and first violin. Now, some have suggested that the cello represents Borodin, and the first violin his wife. The way the themes are passed between these two instruments, it's very conversational and is something to listen for.